All right, welcome back to another one of our film reviews. Today we are talking Miami Dolphins rookie offensive tackle Patrick Paul in his preseason debut. Paul showed off a lot of really good stuff for the Miami Dolphins offense. Patrick Paul has a lot of potential, and we've got a great set of clips to highlight that. As always, if you appreciate this content, give us a like, give us any comments with any feedback you might have. But without further ado, let's jump right into the film. All right, we're going to open up the running play, and there is Patrick Paul right there lined up at left tackle for the Miami Dolphins. This is going to be a standard wide zone concept here for Miami. They're going to get the tight end working out to base block and try and reach number 17 for Atlanta right there. You're going to get kind of a pseudo zone double team right here, but really 64 is going to take over and reach that defensive lineman. Paul's got to get up on the linebacker right there. We're going to get backside cutoffs here. We're going to get backside action working here. We're going to get tight end coming in motion here and trying to be the lead guy right there. And again, the big block here, as you can see, is pretty clear, is Patrick Paul. He's got to help his buddy out right there to make sure 94 doesn't flow over the top. Then he's got to take a great angle to get on this linebacker, to give this running back a chance to get through here and work just like this. It's 100% on Patrick Paul. He does a great job. Let's check it out. There's the motion, the snap. You can see Paul right there helping a little bit, working up to number 48, the linebacker, gets on him. Great job. Stays on him, hooks him, drives him down the field, walks him down the field, and then throws him into the ref just for good measure. That's great stuff, folks. I tell you what, this is what I love from offensive linemen, right? And I know a lot of people don't like Patrick Paul in terms of his technique. He plays a little high and stuff like that. I get it. But you know what? Sometimes just be a football player, right? Right here. That's winning. That's championship football. Look at this huge seam. Look at the tight end that came in motion. Didn't have to block anybody. Right? They had two guys on the edge defender who was already sealed. Patrick Paul literally closed off the entire side, turns the linebacker, and then drives him upfield and throws him down the sideline. That is winning football. That's what I want to see from an offensive lineman. Be nasty. Bully people. Get on these little linebackers and dominate them. Make this guy hate playing football. Make this young linebacker right here for the Atlanta Falcons decide he'd rather be a used Kia car salesman instead. And this is exactly what you're going to get out of Patrick Paul. I think he's a steal for the Miami Dolphins. We got a great set of plays to highlight that. I love this kind of stuff here from the young tackle.
Yeah, and again, early and often we're already seeing Paul impressing. I think coming out of college, just as a guy known for his pass blocking prowess, especially coming out of the program in Houston, 91.5 pass blocking grade, but a little lower on the run blocking side, 69 run blocking grade coming out of college. But I love to see what he's able to do here in the run game, showing that this could be a scheme that really benefits him. And I think he's going to be a valuable run blocker as well for the Miami Dolphins going forward.
All right, we got another running play here. Here is Patrick Paul right there at left tackle for the Miami Dolphins. It's going to be a similar kind of zone blocking scheme, wide zone scheme to the offensive left. Tight end's going to work right here, number 17. We're seeing the other tight end come in motion. He's going to come and lead this way to help clean things up. You don't see it, but there's a nickel back over here on the corner. He's kind of setting the edge right here. So when look at this structure, obviously when you have a corner out here and a wide edge defender, this play is not going to get outside. It's going to be designed to run inside that guy, which requires your offensive lineman to do a really good job. And that puts a lot of pressure on Patrick Paul in this situation. Normally with this structure in a zone blocking scheme, you're going to have kind of a zone double team where Paul works on this defensive lineman right here, then comes up on the linebacker, and then 64 takes him over. That's what we saw in the previous play. It's going to be a little different here because I believe it's 94, 54, I can't quite tell. That defensive lineman right there lined up, head up Patrick Paul, and what I'm going to call a 4-eye technique. He actually works this way a little bit to try and make sure he doesn't get reached and forces the running back to cut back inside. But Patrick Paul shows off his athleticism and his execution actually gets him cut off. So we're going to end up with a seal here and a seal here, and the running back hits it for a big play. Let's check it out. All right, there's more motion. There's a snap. You can see Patrick Paul, left guard right there, doing their zone double team action right there. You can see Paul kind of expected, number 54, kind of on the previous play to stay inside a little bit more. Paul then to work up to linebacker. But 54 winds out. Paul then has to take him over. And right there, Patrick Paul, this is what I love, right? He's in an okay position. Again, his feet are close together. His base kind of stinks. He's high. But watch how he moves his hips, reaches and swivels around right there and cuts off and seals that edge defender. And there's the hole, right? This is how it works, guys. Right? It's not all about looking pretty all the time with a great base and great hand placement, all that kind of stuff, great pad level. A lot of people like that, and rightly so. Sometimes it's about just getting on people, sealing them off, and opening up huge running lanes for your running back. This is winning right here. This is obviously winning football. Again, a little slow off the ball. Right? 54 is able to get outside him a little bit initially, but he works around, gets his hips, seals him off, opens up a big running play right here. This is great stuff from Patrick Paul. Let's take a look at it from the wide copy here. There you can see him right here Work on him right there. Right there, it looks like Patrick Paul doesn't, it's not going to be able to get him reach, and it's just going to be a massive humanity here, not a big play. But it keeps working, keeps driving. And by the way, folks, how about that vertical movement as well? There's a line of scrimmage at 35. He's got him up near the 32. So we're talking 3 yards of vertical movement, allows the running back to get north and south. So he avoids this tackle right here. Again, Patrick Paul working at the point of attack. Right here, not so great. Right here, not so great. And there it is. Winning football, first down, big run. Great stuff here from number 52. All right, we've seen on the previous 2 plays, Patrick Paul at left tackle absolutely bully the Falcons defense, whether it's a defensive lineman, whether it's a linebacker to lead to big runs. So what do you do here of an offense when you have everyone just scared to death of you running the football right behind the left tackle right there? You play action. That's exactly what we're going to see here. We're going to see Paul work this way, offensive lineman all work this way, tight end come in motion again, and this time this receiver is going to leak out into the flat. And folks, I want you guys to watch the entire Atlanta Falcons defense, right? Every single one of them is tired of getting the football run off left tackle right here down their throats. They all sprint to that spot. It results in a wide open receiver. Let's check it out. All right, there's the motion. There's the snap. There's the play action. And look at that. The entire Atlanta Falcons defense, literally everybody that could be potentially covering the pass right here, the tight end leaking out the flat, is trying to get to the left spot right there, trying to get to that spot to prevent another off tackle run. Everyone's flowing to this hole. You can see this right here. Linebacker, safety. Everyone is scared to death and tired of Patrick Paul humiliating them at the point of attack. They're not going to let it happen again. Mike McDaniel's a smart guy, calls this leak pass to the flat on the bootleg. Easy completion, easy chunk play. This is how elite level run blocking at the point of attack can make offense so easy. You run the ball well, 2 first downs, you're gashing a team, easy play action, easy first down. That's what Patrick Paul can bring to this offense. All right, going with another running play there is Patrick Paul right there at left tackle, of course, from the Miami Dolphins. And on the first 2 running plays in this cut up, we showed Patrick Paul being on the play side and dominating at the point of attack. Here he's going to be on the backside, but it's going to be the same kind of zone scheme. We're going to get the play side, the right side here, working up this direction right here. We're going to get zone double teams just like this, like we saw before. We're going to get the center trying to cut people off, the left guard trying to cut people off, and Patrick Paul is trying to cut off this. I'm going to call him a 4-eye because he's on the inside eye, this B gap defender right here. And we're going to get tight end in motion trying to clean up and lead the way here. So there's 2 things I want to highlight here. I want you guys to compare what we saw on the play side of this zone scheme and what we saw with Patrick Paul a couple plays earlier. You can see the difference between Paul's ability and these other guys'. I'm not trying to hate on these guys, but there's a clear difference. I also want you guys to watch Patrick Paul. Again, not the prettiest effort on this play on the backside, but it gets the job done. Let's check it out. Tight end in motion. There's the snap. Look at all this mess at the point of attack right here. All right, let's play this hole out. Look at this. It's kind of ugly there. Running back's able to get outside. He breaks a tackle. Great effort by the running back, right? That's more on the running back doing a lot of great things. I mean, look at this tackle. Watch what he does and compare him with Patrick Paul in the previous play. It's kind of squirrely all over the place. I mean, does good enough, right? But it's not dominant. It's not what we saw from Patrick Paul, moving people, reaching people, getting on linebackers and throwing them 10 yards down the field, right? That is the difference, right? That's the difference between a guy who may make the team, a depth guy, and a guy who's going to be a quality player. Now let's watch Patrick Paul on the backside. This is a tough situation. When you got a guy like this, you got to make sure you get him cut off, but you want to stay flat. You don't want to hold, right? Tough deal by yourself. See how he keeps working? He's high. He's kind of awkward. It is far from pretty. Ends up falling down a little bit there. But I tell you what, right there, that's cut off, right? That's getting the job done. And that's the thing with Patrick Paul. A lot of times, it's not going to be very pretty. A lot of times, it's downright ugly. But I tell you what, even when it's not an impact play, he gets the job done. And that's exactly what the Dolphins need from this young offensive tackle.
Yeah, Nick, and when we see Paul on this play, something that stands out to me is his ability to move. Very good lateral mobility. That's one of his highlights in this scouting report. A lot of lateral mobility, a lot of competitiveness. You see that in here in his ability, even though it gets a little bit ugly at times on this play. He's not wanting to quit. He has an aggressive nature. He has great lateral mobility and good explosiveness as well. We're seeing those kind of things, and that is why he's able to put in the effort, keep this play, even though, like you alluded to, it is a little bit ugly. He keeps following through and does a lot of good stuff to save the play.
All right, let's go to some pass protection. And there's Patrick Paul right there at left tackle for the Miami Dolphins. You can see the Dolphins are an empty set, no running backs back here. So it leaves the offensive line on an island. And you can see right here, we're going to see a stunt from the Atlanta Falcons. They're going to have this defensive end work up the field vertically, then loop around. They're going to have this defensive tackle right here, take a step this way, and then work around right here. It's a very slow developing stunt. I want you guys to watch Patrick Paul right here. Is it pretty? Absolutely not. But he does a pretty good job handing off this pass rusher inside before settling back here into space, waiting for this defensive tackle to go around. Shows his ability to recognize and react. Overall, really nice work from this young offensive lineman. All right, there's a snap. Patrick Paul kick slides right there. Not a bad position to be in. He oversets a little bit, allows the defensive lineman to maybe take an inside path, but he works inside. Again, technique-wise, it's pretty ugly. You see how he drops his right foot right there? See how his foot goes behind? That's not what you want. You want to keep that foot up and then pound your feet laterally down the line of scrimmage. That's a technique thing he definitely has to work on, but he shows good athleticism, forces him inside, works inside, but he still shows the smarts to recognize, oh, that guy went inside. It means this other guy's probably coming around, and then picks him up, lets the quarterback throw the ball down the field, right? Again, pretty? Absolutely not. A lot of technique things that need to be cleaned up. A little too wide with the set right there. Has a chance to get beat inside, loses his stance completely right there with his footwork. Not great. But in terms of overall effort and recognizing and reacting, not a bad rep from Patrick Paul. Again, you can clean up technique. You can improve footwork. You can't increase football IQ very easily. That's one thing. I know people talk about players getting smarter. It does happen, but it's very rare. Do you naturally, or have you have enough football IQ to understand what defenses are trying to do to you as an offensive tackle? And Patrick Paul, he gets it right here. Recognizes inside. Oh, stunt, picks it up. Solid job there from Patrick Paul. All right, sticking with the pass protection, there's Patrick Paul, of course, right there at left tackle. And the Miami Dolphins are sliding the protection play side to the left. So they're going to have Patrick Paul. He's responsible for this gap, the C gap right there. 64 is going to take this gap, and the center is going to take this gap. So the way this basically ends up working out is that Paul is one-on-one right here with number 17 for Atlanta. 64 is working this way to help out while keeping an eye and a hand on that defensive tackle. And 60's working to take him over. That's how, by all intents and purposes, it works out. I want you guys to watch Patrick Paul. Again, we're focusing on football IQ. He knows he has help inside. So like before, he actually can be a lot more aggressive and should be more aggressive with his kick slide to force this defender to his help. That's exactly what he shows right here. Smart rep from the young tackle. But I also want you guys to focus on his effort. It's a really high-level play here from Patrick Paul. Let's check it out. Aggressive kick slide right there. He jumps inside. Loses his feet again. Again, you got to clean that up. But overall, pushes the guy inside to his help. Not bad. Quarterback has time to throw. But here's what I like. Watch Patrick Paul's effort, right? He stays on him. He keeps working, keeps driving. Nice little shove there. This is the next level effort kind of stuff. And I know a lot of people expect it, and rightly so. But if you look at a lot of other players, look at a lot of guys right here, people start kind of walking around, right? Look at 64. 75 showing good effort. I'll give him some credit there. But I tell you what, a lot of defenders, they're walking around. They're tired. When you have a guy like Patrick Paul putting in that extra effort, giving people shoves, willing to get, right there, shove right there to make sure his quarterback has enough time. Again, it's the little things, right? This was a good rep in terms of executing his job all the way up to right here. Good job. But working that extra effort, putting in that extra time, doing whatever it takes to help his team win, those are the little things that really jump out to me when it comes to Patrick Paul.
Yeah, Nick, and one aspect of Paul's game when it comes to pass protection, the thing that I think sets him apart from everybody else is his wingspan, his ability to use that long reach. This is a guy who's 6'8", but he has the wingspan of somebody who is 7'3". Absolutely is going to be a key here, and I think that is what puts him at an elite level for his reach and ability to use his arm.
All right, last play here. We're going to end on a big-time win for Patrick Paul. And we showed a lot of what Paul could do in this cutups, right? We showed his athleticism. We showed his ability to win at the point of attack. We showed his effort plays, his intelligence. But I'm going to go back to the very beginning, and it's his ability to want to bully people. It's his mindset along with his physical strength that really jumps out at me. So this is going to be an inside run kind of concept here, inside zone for the Miami Dolphins. Paul's just going to work out and try and just base block number 17 right there. We're going to get a double team action between the left guard and the center, working up to the linebacker right there. And we're going to get double team action right here, working up to the linebacker right here. Tight end's going to work to seal off the backside. Running back's going to take this path and try and go north and south wherever he can, right? It's a staple in the playbook. Everybody runs it. It's a pretty good play. They got good numbers in the box. Good decision to call this play. But again, I want you guys to focus on this block here by Patrick Paul. It's not just that he does a good job initially. It's his effort. It's his mentality that I really love. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. You can see the double team action right there. Good movement between the two double teams right there. Good situation. They get up to the linebacker. Really nice play right there. Good solid downhill run by the Miami Dolphins. I want you guys to focus on Patrick Paul, though, right? He gets out number 17. Solid job right there. Decent job right there. Good, right? That's good enough. Perfectly fine. Nothing wrong there at all. Good solid play there from Patrick Paul. But watch what he keeps doing. He just keeps staying on him. Keeps working. Keeps driving him. Throws him the shove at the end. I love that, right? I absolutely love that. You want to get these edge rushers right here to stop harassing your quarterback, to get them to get a little tired, to make them hate their lives. How about you play a little bully ball? And I think that's what the Miami Dolphins have been missing sometimes with their offensive line. Right? They have a decent amount of quality players when healthy. They've obviously had some injuries, but they need a bully up front. They need a physical force that won't take it from anybody. And just being this want to, right? This mindset of manhandling other people. Look at this right here. Everyone else is kind of standing around. Look at all the offensive linemen kind of standing around, defensive linemen standing around, except for Patrick Paul. He wants to bully people. He wants to blow people off the ball, and he does right here. Great job right here. I love that from a young offensive lineman. Let's take a look at it from the wide cop. It looks even better. Gets on him. And look, right there, that's a good job. Right there, obviously, 17's not making the play. It's going to be a good inside run. But he stays on him, keeps working, keeps driving, keeps driving, keeps working, keeps driving, and throws him a little shove at the end. I love that right there. That's just, I'm a dude mentality. This is my line of scrimmage. I am the biggest, baddest dude on the block. This is what the Dolphins have been missing, folks, and they've got it in Patrick Paul.